On the show today, Tyrese Maxey's out for 3 weeks. Kelly Oubre's out for 2 weeks. Things are going fine. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points, but it wasn't nearly as big as Cam Payne's 32. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. And brought to you by Pavorsky Jewelers, where Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners go and get engaged. Verb Energy, green tea, caffeine, real ingredients, wherever, whenever you need it. Get 20% off at verbenergy.com with code RTRS. Kornblau Law, the official law firm of the process, and Surfside iced tea and vodka, the official canned cocktail of the Ricky. I'm raising money for shelter animals again. Brandywine Valley SPCA has their Walk for Paws April 25th, 2026. I don't have my own team. I found this guy, Alex, on Instagram. Alex is a junior at Malvern and started this Instagram page called Their Best Day Ever, and now has a little organization called Their Best Day Ever, where he tries to give senior dogs or dogs that are sick like a great final day, which is a very nice thing that Alex did. So Alex started a team, was doing stuff with Brandywine Valley SPCA, and I am on his team now. We're trying to raise $5,000. We're at just about $3,000. We will put the link in the description of the pod. If you'd like to join our little team, or Alex's little team, the event is April 25th at West Goshen Community Park. And you know what they say, the animals are the best because they don't play for the Sixers. Surfside, iced tea and vodka. That's excellent. I might need one right now, actually, because my back hurts. And that's not the primary thing for Surfside, but maybe it's a little extra bonus thing. Surfside's the best. There's the new Surfside blueberry lemonade and vodka. Had an event for WIP today. They were handing out little samples, and I went over there, even though I was on the air. I said, do you have the strawberry lemonade? And they did. So I had a little bit of thing. There's only an hour left in the show. They also have the Surfside half and half variety 8-pack now, which comes with the iced tea and lemonade vodka, raspberry half and half, mango half and half, blackberry half and half. Love it. 2 grams of sugar, 100 calories, no bubbles. Got to be 21. If you can't find it wherever you get your canned cocktails, demand it, or just go to drinksurfside.com. Without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Welcome to the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy who it's his flu game because it's my flu game. It's Mike Levin.
This is what a singular experience we have.
Yeah.
Rooting for this team.
Yeah.
And recording a twice a week podcast about them. Just nobody doing it like us because they choose not to.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
And here we go.
Here we go. So Tyrese Maxey at the end of the Sixers-Hawks game ran into a Dembona. They collided. He hurt his pinky, and they said it was a sprained pinky. And then this was the announcement of the team yesterday, minutes before the Sixers-Memphis Grizzlies game, following consultation with multiple hand specialists, which included a review of additional imaging. Tyrese Maxey has been diagnosed with a tendon injury to the small finger on his right hand. Maxey will be reevaluated in approximately 3 weeks. Now, I want to stop here for a second before we get to the implications of this, Mike, and ask why in the first report they gave, they said the fifth finger, which I've never heard before in my entire life. I've never heard the pinky finger referred to as the fifth finger. This time, they say the small finger on the right hand. Is there something wrong with saying pinky that I don't know? Are they worried about that they're going to sound like a little baby? Is pinky finger offensive to a marginalized group? What is wrong with pinky finger? Is anything
I think they're
wrong
worried
with
it makes him sound like a baby.
little tiny baby? Okay.
Yeah, a little tiny baby hurt his pinky, yeah.
Okay, so if he is reevaluated in exactly 3 weeks, that would be March 31st. He would play if he played the very next game, that would be April 1st. He could play 7 more games. There are 2 back-to-backs in those 7 games. So the most that Maxey and Paul George and Embiid and VJ Edgecombe could play together, assuming that Embiid and Paul George do not play the back-to-backs, would be 5 games for the remainder of the season. Joel Embiid will be reevaluated at the end of this week, so the Pistons game tomorrow should be fun.
Where do they find the time to do all the reevaluating?
Well, I don't know.
The reevaluating department is busy as hell.
And the other meetings on all the different words they can come up with for pinky finger. And Paul George could return March 25th versus the Bulls. The
didn't materialize department is also working overtime and has been for quite some time.
So the Sixers right now are in the 8th spot as we speak. They are a game and a half out of the 6th spot. They are 2.5 games out of the 10th spot. And unfortunately, they're 6.5 games out of the 11th spot, which would be a dream at this point. But that's a complete other conversation. So the thing is, Mike, and there's so much to say here, and we wish the best for Tyrese Maxey. And the date I gave there is obviously the most optimistic because they said at least 3 weeks, right? So the thing about it is that when you say when you have like a Joel Embiid that is hurt so often, and a Paul George who is either hurt or suspended for 25 games so often, the issue is not so much that those guys might only play 40 games or 50 games. It is that they might not all be the same 40 or 50 games, and that it requires Tyrese Maxey, the one non-injured guy, to never ever get hurt in a league where almost everybody misses 15 games or something. So
how dare they?
Yeah. So I feel bad for Maxey. I feel very happy for him that he's going to get a nice little rest and not have to play for the next 3 weeks. And I feel bad for us that we're going to have to watch all these games and we don't know who's going to play. I can tell you who's not going to play, Maxey. And also on top of that, Kelly Oubre is out for at least 2 weeks due to an LCL sprain in his left elbow.
Which he sprained at the end of the Grizzlies game.
The thing is, this season started while we were disappointed that Joel Embiid wasn't playing. Oh my goodness, there was so much happiness and optimism that there were these young guys running around and they're winning games they shouldn't. And then if you just give them a long enough time, it'll put you right back in the same spot where you ask yourself, why do I do this? And why do I watch these guys? And then you say, it's because you have to do the podcast. And you're like, oh, right. So here we are. Sorry.
Okay, so my analysis is obvious, and I've said everything before. They painted themselves into a corner. They put their balls into a vice.
Yeah.
With the chance that Maxey could get hurt if they once they traded McCain, and that would ruin everything. And so now the vice clenched up for him, and they lost a ball. So congrats to Daryl on his one NAD. And all the other McCain stuff and all the other Nick Nurse minutes stuff that he's been playing and all that stuff, like a million things. Obviously, the Maxey injury was like just truly
it was
not a
chance. It wasn't an overuse injury.
Right, for sure. But an injury was likely, and it's honestly surprising that there hasn't been yet an overuse diagnosis. And maybe in these 2 weeks we get one. Who knows? You never know.
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
But the 3 weeks, sorry.
Yeah.
But those are obvious. I think everybody listening to this podcast knows the things that I would say, and I don't need to say them. Do you want to hear the optimists' good news or the pessimists' good news? I got both guys in me.
All right. Let me see if I have a coin. I don't. I'm gonna say, give me the optimist good news first, Mike. Go on.
Okay,
Everybody's gonna
well,
be fresh.
There will be no fresher team than the Sixers going into the playoffs. Nobody will have the legs. Embiid's injury, not his legs. Paul
Right.
George, not injured.
Not
Maxey,
injured.
not his legs.
Right.
Kelly Oubre, not his legs. Everybody's legs will be absolutely fresh as can be, fresh as daisies. They're going to come out in whatever spot they land in the play-in, and I'm not going to say win, but be fresh. Fresh from the waist down.
Okay.
And that's interesting. And it's an interesting tactic. It's a dangerous tactic,
Yeah.
but let's see how it plays out for him.
Mike, let me ask you this. And this isn't to quell your optimism. It's just.
I hope. Hopefully, you can tell how serious I am.
Yes.
with that optimism.
It's really just a question, and there's no sarcasm or anything to this question. Has there ever been a team that has absolutely no history of playoff success,
Right.
like this certain group of players who
Yes.
get together the next season, hardly play together at all, and
Absolutely.
then go into the playoffs and dominate?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would probably go back to Space Jam. Probably Space Jam,
Right. That's
1997 or whatever that movie came
Yep.
out.
Yep. Okay.
Now for the pessimists' optimism.
Yeah, I think I know what this is going to be, but hit us with it, Mike.
Well, if you get into the 10 spot of the play-in, my friend,
Yeah.
then all you
Yeah.
have to do is lose in the play-in.
And then what?
And then you have a real shot at. So the Sixers are currently 4.5 games up on Portland for the 11 spot in the lottery.
Uh-oh.
And there's only 17 games left. So if you're telling me the Sixers go 4-13 in the last 17,
Oof.
I mean, I believe that. I
It's
believe these
possible.
Sixers can go 4-13.
Yeah,
And so
I
the
think they
Blazers
could do
only
it.
have to go like 9-8
They could do
or
it.
whatever.
Mhm.
And they can do it. And all of a sudden they're the 11th spot. And if you're the 11th spot in the lottery,
Then what?
you just got to get a little bit lucky, which we will rig in
Yep.
the lottery if they
Yep.
make it there.
Yeah.
And if you get into the top 4, you keep the pick from the Thunder, and the Sixers would retain it if they moved up. And we have never done a lottery party, unless I'm wrong, where they have not made it to the commercial.
We have never.
And so if they have a chance to win the lottery, if they have the chance to get into the lottery, we will do a lottery party. And our record, now our regular record is very bad as a podcast, as a Fly the Process, as
Yes.
an entity.
Yes.
But our record in the lottery on lottery party nights is sterling.
Impeccable. I don't know if that's
So
the right word.
you get us to the 11 or the 12 spot. You allow us to jump into the top 4. Whew, that would be interesting.
Don't
That
let
would be
us get
interesting a
hot.
lot.
Don't let us
don't let us get very cold.
Yeah, don't let us get hot. So the 11th spot would get us 9.4% of getting into the top 4 and keeping the pick, which is, let me ask you this, Mike, while we're just, while we're working through this together.
Please.
What do you think has a better chance of happening? Like okay, how about this? The 9.4% of getting into the top 10. What percentage chance would you give the Sixers of beating the Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks in the first round of the playoffs if they were to play them?
Well, that's wrong. You're already wrong, because they would have to beat the incredibly hot Charlotte Hornets or Atlanta Hawks. Probably the Hawks who have beaten the Sixers, I believe, 4 times this year.
I'm saying even if let's say they get through the play-in, what do you think the chance?
Well, I think you have to add all of it together. But yeah,
Oh, okay,
okay, fine.
sure.
Let's say they get into the play-in,
Yep.
and you either play the Celtics with Tatum now or
Yes.
Pistons.
Yes.
To beat one of those teams, I would say it's probably better than 9.4%.
Would you?
But depending on health,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's probably yes. It's probably
If they're
15 or
healthy enough
20%.
to beat Atlanta or Charlotte, and then one of Miami or Toronto or Orlando or something, then they're probably, I would say it's probably closer to like 20% that they win one of those series, providing health, basically.
I have a follow-up question
Let's hear it.
after LL Pavorsky Jewelers. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by LL Pavorsky Jewelers. LL, in Miami, I believe, for the World Baseball Classic. I think
Doing
he
a lot of
traveled
traveling
for.
for not fly the process, I'm hearing.
I know. Well, look, like the guy's got to have a life. He did inform me though. The number we're at for Rights to Ricky Sanchez engagement rings is 479, and that is not high enough. We need to get to 500, and I'm going to need somebody listening to this podcast right now, in fact, 21 people
21.
to get engaged.
If 21 people if the Sixers miss out on the playoffs and 21 people get engaged between now and the lottery party, we will absolutely make the commercial. That I can guarantee.
100%. And as you will bring you all up on stage, and there will be intercourse on stage, and we'll all watch you together.
All right.
No. If you buy an engagement ring, this is LL's ad. This is what's
what he
been so
pays for.
successful over the years. If you need an engagement ring, LL Pavorsky is the only person that you can go to for an engagement ring. As I said, 479 people have gone to LL, or Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners have gone to LL in his 3 decades of having LL Pavorsky Jewelers. Many, many more than that. But 479 Rights to Ricky Sanchez listeners, you will have an experience like no other. No pressure. You will have you will be treated like a true VIP at LL Pavorsky Jewelers. But what he wants to do is have you make an appointment so he can have everything ready when you go there, and so you can have his undivided attention, not in like a creepy, stressful way, but in a wow, this guy really cares about me way. Make an appointment. Give him a call, 215-627-2252. Shoot him an email, lee@llpavorsky.com. We love him so much. We love him. He really does treat our listeners with so much care, and I appreciate it. Also appreciate his support of our charitable efforts with Mama T's Community Fridge and Providence Animal Center. LL Pavorsky Jewelers.
Just 21 more engaged listeners, and LL will not only watch you have sex if you want to, he will buy a commercial from ESPN for the lottery on lottery night. He'll shell out that cash.
I don't
and
think
we'll
he's
cheer
going
at the
to.
lottery party.
Yeah, that would be huge. Can you imagine if it was just if we didn't tell anybody and it's just up on the screen and they go to the commercial?
I just committed him to doing it.
Yep. All right. So here's my question for you: is I'm not going to. I don't think. Well, I certainly won't. I'm not. I'm actually not going to rule it out. I would not suggest the team, especially with Maxey on it and Edgecombe on it, to try to tank their way out of it or whatever. I don't think that's a tenable situation right now.
Not a question you have to ask when everyone is dying.
Everyone's hurt. Yeah.
You don't have to do. Yeah. Do you try to tank when you're playing Galen Terry 30 minutes?
Embiid's the question, right? Because if the oblique thing is healed by the end of this week, he certainly adds a level of competence to the team that would be dangerous.
Bone is also questionable for the next game as well.
I don't want them. I will cheer for them in these situations. I do think it is better for the team overall to have a chance at that pick than to get their asses kicked by the Celtics or Cavs or Pistons or whoever it is. I have convinced myself the Pistons aren't playing that well, and I really don't think the Knicks are that good. They could make a series out of it, but they could not beat them. I don't think the organization thinks that way, and I almost think that you were saying, the potential of Nurse and Morey losing their jobs if McCain was going crazy in the playoffs or something. Yes. And I think that's possible. I also wonder if just flatly missing the playoffs is a big enough thing. And I don't think that while the good of the franchise might be get us this 10% shot at the top 4 pick. I don't think anyone up owning the organization is let's miss the playoffs again. I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think so either. But I do think that there is a chance that if the Sixers fall to the 9 or 10 spot and then lose in the play-in, they could just fire Morey and Nurse before the playoffs even start. So it wouldn't even matter if McCain goes off or is out of the rotation or whatever. I mean, he's in the he's hitting big shots against the Nuggets.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
In a premier
well aware
game.
Yeah.
And I hope Daryl Nelton and everyone and Nurse are holding on to all their rightness cards as they drown. because that's what they're doing right now is drowning. They
You're
were a
saying
team
Elton.
with
I want you to know that if they fire Darryl, there's at least a 50% chance that they replace him with Elton Brand.
interesting. That would be
Yeah.
interesting.
That
That'd
is
be
my
somewhat
thought.
peculiar, I
Yeah.
think.
I have no information on that, but I bet.
It's I mean, yeah, they shouldn't want to I think the if you ask the Sixers, and
Yeah.
again, this is not the decision that they have to make because everyone currently is losing limbs, but I think they will go into the play-in, and we will see at that point if they are healthy. And if everybody is healthy, Maxey's finger's back, Joel's oblique is healed, Paul George hasn't gotten hurt in the time that he's been suspended.
Or done any other drugs that he's not
Or
allowed to
done
do.
anything else. VJ is, all healed up from his back thing. Oubre's elbow is better, whatever. If they go into the play-in at full strength, I think they will feel like they have a decent shot to
I bet
not
they
only
will.
make the playoffs but win around.
I
will say-
bet they will think that, and I think they're
Yeah.
fucking idiots for thinking.
Right,
it
but it's a
also.
little bit like my feeling there is if you do have everybody healthy, you do have Joel healthy, like I'm fine to say like, yeah, give it a shot. I'm absolutely not gonna attack them for
no
for just
trying to
going
win.
like let's
No.
play and
This
the
is not
benefit
last
of
year. This is not last year.
not even close. And the benefit of VJ getting legitimate playoff experience, I think is real. Even VJ getting these 3 weeks without Maxey, I think is pretty real and will hopefully help him going into the offseason as far as things he needs to continue to work on and stuff. Yeah, it's all going very, very, very badly. It would be really nice to get a top 4 pick and to come away with, Cam Boozer would be very nice if they believe in AJ Debinça. I'm a little bit lower on Debinça than most people are, but that would be a fun pairing with him and Maxey and Edgecombe.
What if we took a guard? He played great, like outrageously,
Sure.
and then we just traded him away.
For a lower return, that could be possible.
Yeah. And then what if he looked great at the place they traded him to on a team
We
that's
just keep doing
way
it.
way better than yours?
We just keep doing it.
Yeah.
No, it's obviously very bad and putrid.
Yeah.
It was nice for morale that the guy they replaced McCain with, Cam Payne, did have the game of his life
Yes.
against the Grizzlies to help the Sixers steal a win at home in a game when they allowed Memphis to score 129 points when they're tanking.
Yes. They had 103 points after or 104 points after the third quarter.
Yeah. That's not so good.
No,
But,
no.
it was a crazy game from Cam Payne. Good for him. And
Oh,
when
it
he
was
was
awesome.
when he was hoisting shots after coming here and kind of getting a little bit booed or a little bit people just being pissed off, I'm like, he's got to take those shots. That is the only reason he's here is to take open shots and to drive and kick, get into the paint. And it all clicked in this one. 32 points on 10 shots is insane.
It was incredible. He was 8 of 8
like
from 3.
Game of your life game, in addition to 10 assists and
10
0
assists.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, good for him. Like,
I-
really good for him. I feel great for him.
When they signed him, I wrote in the newsletter, I have it up here. I said, there's no doubt that at some point this season, Cam Payne is going to get scorching hot during a game and either put it away or drag the team back into a game they were definitely out of it. It will be at this point during his tenure, when this particular stretch, that it will be all I ever remember or ever bring up about Cam Payne.
That's
this
fair,
year.
and that's
Yes.
incredibly fair. Did you hear
He
that
did it.
Covington was in the tunnel and he talked to Cam after
Yes.
the game?
Yeah, I
That's
saw
very
that.
nice.
I saw that quote from
Little-
Sixers Adam.
A little more catnip for us.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This is all.
It was also a very nice game from Oubre. A very nice game from Oubre. It's a shame he
Oubre
got
played
hurt.
great.
Yeah.
It was a really nice game from
VJ, too. Big
VJ's
offensive
doing-
rebounds.
a lot of stuff, playing hard.
Yep.
Making shots, making the right passes. His mid range has been pretty money all season long. A couple nice moments from Dalen Terry, I will say. Like,
Yes.
not a guy I liked coming out of college, and then he did nothing with the Bulls, and he just sort of played team basketball and did a little handling, did a little defense, finished with a plus 23 in 22 minutes. Like, that's positive outcome. I'm still annoyed that they don't have a center on the in the two-way conversation. And as I was complaining about this, Darryl told me that the two-way period has ended, so they can't sign anybody else new to the two-way
That
spots.
sounds like inside information.
That's
It
inside
sounds like something they
information?
should have planned for, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I like Tyrese Martin. I've always liked Dalen Terry, and I am fine taking a flyer on Marjan Beauchamp. You just don't need to do all three at the same time, especially when Andre Drummond is playing like ass and is now out of the rotation, and Embiid is hurt, and also Bona is also hurt. And so now what happens? Now what happens? It's still frustrating watching this team and watching them give up so many open threes, scheme so many open threes open. Like they switch to zone, and it's just like an open three being one pass away is just not a successful way to run defense. But no, I'm still rooting for wins, I guess. And I guess I'm not rooting for wins or losses. I'm sort of just like existing and floating.
Well, when I watch them, I hope they win. This sounds so pathetic. The Grizzlies game, which after 3 quarters, I was ready to be like, oh my God, I can't believe this. When Cam Payne fucking, like, that was a fun fourth quarter. And I was sitting there and I'm like, we'll get to the Bam Adebayo thing somewhere. But like everybody online is like Bam Adebayo. And I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? Cam Payne. This is Cam Payne's night. It's fun to watch them win when they're not being annoying doing it. So, yeah,
man. I mean,
so here we are.
They lose to the Cavs by a million. This is both. I think the fact that they're getting so unlucky right now is masking how annoying that they have been before that. So now
you can say, they're injured. It was injured.
Oh, they're injured, and that's just bad luck. And it's like, well, when your window for success is so small, and you're depending on these guys who are either old, injury prone, or being like way overtaxed minutes wise, and even role wise to some extent, and then your answer at the deadline is to trade a guy who has carried a team before, even as a rookie. He carried the team for a little while, and you don't get anything back in return. Then you leave yourself so exposed to what is happening right now. And so they are suffering from bad luck, but they also allowed the bad luck that they are suffering from to totally tank their season, where before there were chances for them to survive it. And I don't think I bet they lose to Brooklyn on Saturday. I think they lose to the Pistons tomorrow night. I think they lose to the Blazers. That's
a big
I think they lose
prediction there.
Like I think they lose the next 4. They maybe beat the Kings.
Don't do
They maybe beat the Kings. They maybe beat the Jazz. I bet they don't win both. I mean, it's going to be bad. They really could. They could lose an incredible amount of games in the next couple weeks.
The Sixers are 14.5-point dogs at DraftKings against the Pistons. 14.5. 14.5.
Yeah.
14.5. Yeah. And you brought him up. I didn't bring him up, so I'll let you. But like the Jared McCain thing, I cheer for the Sixers. I want things to happen great for the Sixers. I want the Sixers to do well. I cheer for Daryl, Nick Nurse. Don't like your face anymore, really. But everybody else I cheer for. I am cheering for the Jared McCain trade to work out terribly. I'm being quite honest with you. I'm so dug in on it. Every time I see him, hit some big shot in the fourth quarter. By the way, AJ Mitchell back. Everybody's like, ooh, when AJ Mitchell comes back, McCain's not going to play. There he was, 21 minutes, 13 points, 3 of 5 from 3. And in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, they're throwing to him in the corner against the Nuggets, and he hits a dagger 3-pointer. And I'm just like, instead of being like he could have been on the Sixers, I'm like, fuck you. It's like I want to put my pen in the open wound and poke it. Daryl's open wound. Wrong. You and Nick Nurse, wrong. I want them to pay for it. I don't want anybody to lose their jobs, but I want them to know how wrong.
Well, I mean, you do a little bit.
No, I don't.
You have to. I mean, the consequences of them being wrong and you sticking a pen in their open wound is that they eventually will get fired.
No, I do not want them to get fired. Well, I'm just being honest. I don't care if Nick Nurse gets fired. I don't want Daryl to get fired.
Does Weber texted me about this, and I'm bringing this to your attention now. Does Nick Nurse being rock and roll guy finally bring you over to my side of you'd rather dunk than do a guitar solo?
No, but I'll tell you, I don't want him doing guitar solos.
Well,
I like everybody. Well, see, he should be more on dunks. His job is basketball,
No, but he clearly doesn't have a passion for basketball anymore. He's passionate for guitars.
I know. And this is for you, Matt Quinn. No, you're not. Don't let him play with you anymore. No more rock and roll. All right, Mount Joy, fucking whoever you're playing with. Ooh, look, I'm playing the piano. Fuck off. No more piano. I can't believe you put Jared McCain in the corner. Anyway, the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Verb Energy. Here's a Verb Energy bar, right? It's got 80 milligrams of organic green tea caffeine. Now, this is the limited edition red velvet flavor, which has cream cheese icing, though it isn't real cream cheese. It's a good thing because they are vegan. Verb Energy bars have 80 milligrams, as I said, of organic green tea caffeine. This is the point, is this little thing right here has as much caffeine as a shot of espresso, except it is not a hot liquid. You cannot put a little espresso in your backpack for later. You can with Verb Energy. And I know you're listening to me and I'm saying, look, it's vegan. It is, but it's not nonsense products made in a lab. Real ingredients, oats, almonds, brown rice, organic agave syrup, all good stuff. And caffeine when you need it, where you need it. I have used these now at work. When I go to work, I used to actually have, a little embarrassing to say it, right around noon, I would have like a diet soda. Instead of having that, I have half of my little Verb Energy bar. And then a couple hours, I have another half of my little Verb Energy bar. They also taste great. The red velvet is the current favorite. Cookie dough, also very good. Chocolate chip peanut butter, also very good. Tons of flavors. They used a fine dining chef to make sure that they all taste good. But as I said, the real benefit here is you can keep these in your desk if you work at an office or somewhere. You keep it in your bag, keep a little one in your car. And when you need a little bit of caffeine, this right here tastes very good. I recommend you go to verbenergy.com, use code RTRS for 20% off. That is verbenergy.com, use code RTRS for 20% off. Get some, throw them in your bag, eat them when you need them. Verb Energy. What else?
Can I pitch something to you? Can I pitch something like this? Because obviously we're just going through it.
Yeah.
This is not like...
Okay.
We're not saying anything. Nothing we say here ever, but especially now, should be held against us in any way, one direction or the other.
Right.
I just want to lay out a scenario for you as a possibility.
This is not going to have anybody dying, is it?
No.
Okay. You've historically occasionally said that, you hope.
Sure. I mean, everyone will die eventually.
Okay.
So whether it's something that
Okay.
happens sooner or later is,
okay.
it's not I don't get to do it. I'm not killing anybody, but if it happened, it could happen.
Okay.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the world where the Sixers do land in the 7 or 8.
Yes.
Everybody's healthy enough.
Mm-hmm.
So they win. They become the 7 seed in the playoffs. They get the Celtics.
Okay.
Imagine if a fully healthy Sixers team beats the Celtics on Jason Tatum's return from Achilles in a miraculous fashion.
It would be amazing. Also, it would be impossible.
That's right. I'm just saying like the good vibes that the Celtics have of like Joe Mazzulla coaching his ass off, having an incredible season, Jaylen Brown and Derek White, absolute superhero situation to allow them, every role player in the world contributing, Mazzulla just pressing all the right buttons. Yep. Here comes Tatum. He comes back right. He's immediately being a team player. He's saying all the right things. If somehow these fucking Sixers
don't do this,
beat those Celtics in a 7-2 first round series, that I wouldn't need to watch the rest of the playoffs. Ever.
No,
I wouldn't need to watch anything.
Championship.
That would be our championship, and we'd have to end it there. And it's pathetic, of course.
Yeah. It's insanely
that we would say that.
Yes.
That we would end it right there.
Yep.
But I would probably end the podcast there. We would celebrate. That would be my confetti series. It'd be just confetti coming down around the podcast. You never hear from me again. I stop watching the Sixers basketball altogether. Jason Tatum crying.
Let me tell you.
Him and Jaylen Brown fighting.
Joe
Derek White
Mazzulla
moving in with me. Everything.
Joe Mazzulla could show up with, instead of basketball players, 5 Verb Energy bars, a dildo, and a ball of yarn, and would beat Nick Nurse in that series.
Wow. It's fun to dream a little bit for a second.
Yes.
Because this is obviously... we'll
do that. We'll do that if that situation were to happen. We will talk ourselves into it. Yeah.
I'm not even saying it's going to happen. I'm just like... The news around the Sixers is so bad right now. It is too bad for even me to be like upset about, because it's comedy. It is just like, it is I'm getting shot. I have so many bullet holes through my body. I'm clearly dead, and they just keep shooting. And so it's like, all right, I guess it's circled back around, and it is funny now. The Raptors have also gone cold. So the Raptors have fallen to 7, and the Sixers are only a game behind them. The Raptors lost to our New Orleans Pelicans tonight.
Well, also, that is a possibility when we're talking about the play-in. Yes, the teams currently in the play-in are all better than the Sixers, but those teams might not be in the play-in anymore. And then the play-in could be Orlando or Toronto, and those teams are not very good. And I am unfortunately not confident, but there's certainly a world where they're beating Toronto or Orlando in play-in games. Would not be confident against Charlotte or Atlanta or anything at the moment. But
yeah, I mean, that'll boil down to like Maxey's going to be, I mean, unless something worse happens, Maxey's going to be healthy for that. PG, who knows how he looks. It's going to come down to Joel. Like if Joel's healthy for a play-in game, then they'll probably be favored in pretty much any play-in game. Even Charlotte, I would say.
So
that would be such an evil thing to happen. For like if you're an agnostic fan and it's Sixers Hornets in the play-in and the Sixers beat the Hornets, people would be furious at that.
Yes.
And they would be right to be furious, I think.
Yes. So and I do, and again, the fear is, now you said beat Boston. I don't think they could beat Boston. I think the Cavs would run them over. Detroit and New York, I don't know. I think they could make a series out of it. I really do. I think they would ultimately lose to New York. I think they would probably ultimately lose to Detroit, but I think they can make a series out of those two teams. I don't think they can make a series out of Boston or Cleveland. Now, we talked briefly about the Memphis win. The other news that came out is that Matt Cord is retiring at the end of the season. Matt Cord, I believe a 38-year run. Now, you may remember when, what's his name? Adam Aaron was the CEO. He had a whole tryout thing to replace Matt Cord. I did go to the tryouts. I did get to the final round. I didn't deserve to get to the final round. They just did it because they knew I would talk about it. And then they ended up awarding the job to Matt Cord, who they I don't know if it was a work or not, but they made him try out for the job that he was obviously the best at. Wow. So, but he's had a fantastic run. And look, Matt, because Matt will go to the end of the playoffs. I did ask him. He will go to the end of the playoffs. Would love Matt Cord to have a nice long playoff run. Don't think it's in the cards. So if you go to a game and you hear Matt Cord, just enjoy it because we don't know how many of those we have left.
Yeah, you got to appreciate it. I mean, he's been a staple of this team forever. He's a great PA announcer.
He's awesome.
A lot of iconic moments, and the team doesn't deserve him.
No.
Enjoy retirement. I hope it ends well this season, or at least you get a couple nice ones to remember. But
he'll still have his radio job, I assume. I think he's just retiring. You say enjoy his retirement. I think he just won't have to go to the Sixers games, which would
that's
be
good.
a bonus.
Okay, great. Even better.
And you will always have what were you referred to as on Ring the Bell night? A TV writer who lives in Los Angeles. He didn't. Because he said I was a radio host. He didn't say WIP. I don't think he was allowed to. But I forget what you were referred to as on the Ring the Bell thing.
I don't remember. I didn't blame him for anything. I was. My friends were pissed that only you were on screen.
Oh,
I was not shown. I was not shown at all on the big screen.
Well, that's not. I mean, I did tell them to make it that way, but I can't be blamed for it. I didn't have.
It was well played.
Wasn't my choice. Bam Adebayo scores. So I actually only saw the highlights of this as I was watching the Sixers, and then I flipped to the disgraceful World Baseball Classic game. Now, the USA is in the quarterfinals. Congratulations to the USA backing into it as Italian hero Aaron Nola throws 4 2/3 shutout and Italy wins. But Bam Adebayo scores 83 points, 43 free throws. I think it was Tom Haberstroh noted that the Boston Celtics as a team have not shot 43 free throws in 10 years. And Bam Adebayo shot 43 free throws in the game as they foul and stop play to get him more possessions in a 20-point, this is heat culture, a 20-point lead over the Washington Wizards at the end of the game. And his quote after the game legendary. Wilt, then me, then Kobe.
Yeah, that's the rankings of best players ever.
That's how I'll always think about it. Yeah.
And of course, I do hope this tanks the Heat season from playing such like fake basketball bullshit. I do hope they suffer from the negative Bobby Abreu home run derby situation where Bam, doesn't score 83 points for the next like 10 games combined. I root against Miami. I want nothing but bad things for them and the organization. Pretty cool that 83. I mean, 83 is 83. It's like I think it's like kind of bullshit, but it's also like, well, it's 83 fucking points.
Yeah,
that's 83 points in an NBA game.
You know what I thought was impressive? The 31 in the first quarter. That was
Sure.
cool. That was cool. The 83 part of it, I think. Now, look, after years, it will just be in the record books as 83.
Yeah.
But
nobody talks about like the shot distribution for Wilt's 100.
Well, I talk about it a lot because there's something very suspect about a guy that shot like 50% from the line, all of a sudden going 28 of 32 one night, and there's no video of it. Yeah. It just makes you wonder. Yeah.
But obviously, and yet, because I am capable of containing multitudes,
yes,
the people on the broadcast and online saying he should have stopped at 81 is I think the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's like he's not. You would think
they're not even the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, you would think, and no disrespect to Kobe Bryant, but like, why can't you break Kobe Bryant's record?
What are we talking about?
And he was second place. He wasn't even first
It's
place.
not even a record. It's not even the record.
Yeah.
I think if you think he should have stopped at 81, I think I think you're dumb as shit. Like, I think across the board, it is revealing something about you that is fundamentally incredibly stupid. And if you think that, and I'm a blanket statement, I think nothing you say for the rest of your life, aside from my bad, I got caught up, I was wrong, can ever undo that. I think it is an unforgivable opinion to have. Like, just truly the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can think,
it's
which
corny
I kind of do.
to try to get to 83 the way that they did it.
Absolutely.
That I think is the.
But to then like that, it wraps around corniness to be like, but you should have stopped at 81.
Yes.
Because Kobe.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. I'm like, the fact that human beings have that opinion and human beings that aren't like Laker stans. Like, if you're a Kobe stan, I guess you can, whatever, fine. You made.
Well, and Kobe's was cooler than Bam's. Like, Kobe's 82 was cooler than Bam's 83 for sure. That was a game they almost needed them to score. They were down 20 points 81, for sure.
But yes, yeah. But I mean,
people
it was
will
still
always, think
it's
about.
Still part of it is bullshit. There's not a regular basketball game that within the flow of the offense, someone can score 81 or 83 or 100. You have to start like playing video game style tactics to do it. And so it's a little bit weird. Embiid's, I think, 70 or Booker's 72 or whatever
Booker's
it was.
Was pretty sick. Embiid had 59 after 3. Yeah.
Was like much more in the flow of the offense and the flow of the game. But
until the fourth for Embiid.
For Joel?
Yeah.
I remember it being, I mean, it was cool that it was against Wemby. Like, that's just dope. But no, but the idea that you are saying there's some unwritten rule of like letting Kobe have the second most points.
It's a very strange thing.
It like blows me away. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to talk to anybody that thinks that. I don't think I know there's a lot of people like the broadcasters were saying it. Some people wrote about it. I'm like, Get those people away from me. Honestly, get them out of here.
I probably would have made fun of them for being corny the way that everybody made fun of Jason Tatum for texting Kobe after he had passed or whatever.
Yes. Now, if Tatum did it, that's like right in line with the corniness. It's like, I stopped at 81 for him. Fine. That would be like weird that you did that. But okay, that's your guy. You are allowed to do whatever you want. But for people to imbue their sense of Kobe respect
by not scoring more points
than him in one game is so wild. I think that is like revealing of like true brain damage. Like, you should have to go get checked.
I also think anyone in the NBA should look at whatever Kobe's lifetime point average was and make sure that they do not score more points in any season than Kobe does, so they do not have a higher average than Kobe does.
Well, also Kobe, since he retired and now died, hasn't scored in a while, so you shouldn't score at all, even out of respect.
Out of
Like,
deference to Kobe.
What are we talking about?
May he rest in peace.
Oh, man.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Kornblau Law. Mike, Kornblau Law has made the jump to WIP as well. Adam has.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's going to start advertising on WIP. It's unreal.
Look at that.
Yeah, Kornblau Law. Look, if you are injured in any way, and Kornblau Law's specialty is medical malpractice. But if you're injured in any way, slip and fall, injured at work, whatever, you reach out to Kornblau. The number, 215, and his first name's Adam, just so you know, 215-701-4467. That is 215-701-4467. Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com. Now, I'm trying to think about suing someone because I hurt my back when the storm started and I started running back to my house, but I don't think anyone is at fault for that, so I'm not going to waste his time. However, if you've been hurt in any way and you think it might be due to someone's negligence or whatever, that's where you got to reach out to Kornblau. And the great thing is, when you reach out, you're going to get the man. Say you're a Ricky person or whatever, you're going to get him. There are a lot of these personal injury law firms, when they're advertising, what they're doing is they're just trying to get you to call that one phone number so they can refer you to someone else. You hear the advertisement, I can't even practice law in your state, yada, yada, yada. That's not Kornblau. He can practice law in your state. In fact, he will, like a motherfucker. So when you reach out to him, he's going to take care of you. Don't be a hero. Don't say, oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. Reach out to Kornblau if you think you might have a case. Again, call 215-701-4467. That's 215-701-4467. Ask for Adam. Or Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com. That's Kornblau at kornblaulaw.com. I want to leave the MOC article, which I thought was very good, for this weekend because I want to do that then. So I figured we could do some other emails, unless you had something else. Do you have something else?
This is probably not the right time for it, but I asked enter Statman, our friend
Beckett Sanderson,
to help direct me to some alley-oop dunk numbers, because I've been talking about it for a long time.
Okay.
And he said there's not really a great way to do it, but if you go to NBA.com and sort by this, you can sort of manually type in and go for each year, see how many made alley-oops teams have had over the years.
So there's not an easy way to do it.
No.
So
you did it the hard way.
So you can prove that the Sixers have less than everybody else?
I know I did it. I went in there and I looked at every team for the last 5 years of made alley-oop dunks. Now I could have done alley-oop dunks attempted, alley-oop layups, but I wanted to be clear because I think it's on both the attempt and the completion. The passer and the dunker is something that the Sixers have pretty much failed at for as long as I can remember. And so this is starting after the year after COVID, the first full season after COVID. The Hawks have the most.
Okay.
Over 5 years.
Trae Young.
Yes, which is not surprising.
Rim runners and whatever makes sense.
They have 476 alley-oop dunks in the last 5 years. It's now gone up. So I did this 2 days ago. So in the last 2 days of games, there's been a couple more, whatever.
Okay.
Their biggest year was 145 lob dunks executed in 21-22.
Okay.
Today 476. I'll bop around. The Celtics 309 in 5 years. Their most was 96.
Okay.
The Nuggets, they have a big center. They're probably not throwing that many dunks. 230.
There's Aaron Gordon, he probably
there's Aaron Gordon, sure.
Yeah.
230 for the Nuggets over those years.
Am I going to get an opportunity to guess for the Sixers or no?
Yeah. Do you want to guess out of 30? Well, yeah. So guess where out of 30 they are over the last 5 years combined.
I mostly want to guess their number.
Okay, 5 years. Go for it.
So the thing is, I watch all the Sixers games, and my recollection is they don't throw an alley-oop more than once every 4 or 5 games, which means they would have somewhere between, let's see, if they throw one every 5 games and there's 80 games, what's that?
16.
16 a year. Yeah. My guess is they have like a fucking 100 over 5 years.
They have 128
Okay.
over 5 years.
There you go.
Largely helped by the first year, 21-22, which was 48 dunks, which I don't remember any of them.
Okay.
48 lob dunks connected on in the year 21-22.
Okay. And then the other years?
The year after that was 20, then 22. Last year was 27.
It's
This
crazy
year
how
is-
close I was, how insultingly close I was to most of these.
Yeah. This year, 11 so far. 11 lob dunks this year. They are the third worst
Ooh.
in the league in that time. The two worst are the Pacers at 117, which I was a little bit surprised by. You'd think Halliburton would throw more lob dunks. And the Sixers 128, the Pacers 117. The Bulls, last in the league, 88.
Over 5 years?
Over 5 years, 88 lob
Wow.
dunks. That is hard to do. This is frustrating to me, and it completely aligns with how I feel when watching the Sixers. The lob dunk is not only the easiest way to get points in basketball, it is also incredibly demoralizing for the other team, and it creates a sense of unity and excitement. I feel like I'm introducing a panel.
Yeah, I was going to say,
lob
are
dunks.
you reading an advertisement for alley oops?
Their refusal, like across the board, to throw them, catch them, execute them, is just deeply frustrating. The Celtics have 309 over those years. The Knicks have 273 over those years. The Magic, not a sterling offense, have 246 over those years. Throw more lob dunks.
Do you think it is more I think it's probably both. Is more a passer issue or a lob catcher issue? Like
Both.
one of the issues is that Embiid is the big and he doesn't
Sure.
catch lob dunks,
Sure.
So it's not like they've been, aside from Harden and Ben were really good passers, right? But I don't remember Ben being much of a lob thrower.
He should have been both a lob thrower and
A
lob
lob
catcher.
Yeah.
But also, you're talking about Embiid. All of us are saying, "Oh, he's never available." So if he's never available, then the people replacing him should be catching more lob dunks,
Yep.
and they're not doing it either.
No.
I think it is a thing that Maxey doesn't do. I would like him to make it a point of emphasis this offseason. VJ is capable of catching many lob dunks. Kelly Oubre would be capable of catching lob dunks. Dominic Barlow. Plenty of guys can do it. These are free points they are leaving on the table for more difficult shots. Other teams can pass. The Sixers choose not to. That is Mike's stat report, confirming his priors.
Poor stat man, when he got hired to do the job for the Ricky, didn't understand that part of the job is us reaching out to him and saying, because I've already done it 3 times. I've been like, I was thinking of something. And I can just imagine his eyes roll. His eyes roll so far up in his head they spin around like it's in
help Grandpa sort some stats for me.
Yeah. Can you tell me? I went to www. We got an email from Neb, Rights To Ricky Sanchez at gmail.com. Basketball and non-basketball question. Basketball question. According to teamrankings.com, the Sixers have averaged a ranking of 20th in rebound rate since Morey took over as GM. In the 3 years prior, they were ranked in the top 3 each season. At the risk of being a run-the-ball couch dad, how can we attribute this team's failures to the front office? How much can we attribute this team's failures to the front office de-emphasizing rebounding ability outside of Embiid, who admittedly has never been great at it other than being a massive human? And non-basketball question, why do people eat pizza with ranch? I live in the Midwest since college, and I simply do not understand how this behavior is not treated like leprosy was in the ancient world. Are you guys pro or against salad dressing on pizza? I don't know on the...
I don't consider ranch a salad dressing. I know you can put it on
it is
salad.
a salad dressing.
Yeah, but so is
it's in the
anything.
salad
If you
dressing
can put-
aisle.
Sure, but it's in the condiment aisle,
Yeah, because of millennials who started putting ranch on everything on TikTok, I think. I mean, it was a salad dressing when I was growing up.
But you can put ranch in you can dunk some nuggets in ranch. I'm not saying you can't put it in salad dressing. I'm saying it's just like anything. If ranch is salad dressing, so is ketchup. I don't.
No, absolutely not.
I think it's more like dipping sauce than salad dressing.
Oh, see, I think this is Neb's problem, and I agree with him. Now, I don't mind if you dip your pizza in ranch or whatever, but
I think if you're putting ranch in a salad, it's like not a salad anymore. Like you're just dunking it. You're dunking. It's not a. You've eliminated the purpose of a salad.
well, but a lot of people do that. They put cheese on it,
Sure.
fucking pepperoni slices.
You wouldn't say cheese is like a in the salad aisle,
No, but ranch sure is.
I don't know.
It's with the
I think
salad dressing, Mike. Ketchup isn't. I don't know what to tell you.
They're near each other in most grocery stores, I would
What are
say.
you talking about?
They're near each other. It's fine.
Ketchup is with the mustard.
I would say I did not. I was not a ranch on pizza guy, but Alyssa's hometown pizza place makes their own ranch, and it is incredible. And so I'm constantly wanting to go up there and dunk some pizza into ranch. But like a regular ranch dressing kind of thing, not for me.
My friend Brooke in college. Now, this was a long time ago because I'm old. 30 years ago was 30 years ago was the first person I ever saw to dip everything in ranch, and. Yeah. I don't like the smell of ranch. I don't mind the taste of it, but I don't like the smell of it. I'm a blue cheese over ranch guy as well in all aspects.
The rebounding question. I mean, part of it is Embiid decaying. Part of it is
Ben being your
not
point
being
guard.
there for sure.
Yeah.
And then I would say Nurse and the way he coaches. When you're scrambling constantly, like you're not going to be in position to get rebounds. And it's why the frustrating thing, and I think Daryl wants them to get out in transition, and maybe Nurse does as well, and like push the ball. The frustrating thing is that it doesn't seem like they get out in transition much, but they also don't rebound, and they also don't defend the 3-point line. And so it sort of feels like, what do they do? What's the one thing you are choosing to be
what
good
is
at?
the edge? What is the result of your strategy? What is the edge you are creating? And it doesn't seem like you create turnovers. I think
it's the fact that they don't turn the ball over very much.
Yes,
like that is the thing that they are best at. So they're fifth in the league in offensive turnover percentage, and they're seventh in the league in defensive turnover percentage. And
let's throw a party.
That's basically it. But with those things, they're a mediocre offense and a mediocre defense. Uh-oh.
So Embiid reevaluated at the end of this week, assuming that is after the Detroit game. So Sixers at Detroit, loss. Home against the Nets.
What do you think the line on that's going to be?
No, not the Nets game.
Yeah.
Is Embiid playing?
No.
Sixers 4.5.
Really?
Well, the Nets are actively trying to lose, and the Sixers aren't.
Sixers are losing by accident.
I think that's built in. Well, that Utah game, the Sixers somehow were 9.5 point favorites, and that felt fraudulent.
I will be finding a way to bet on the Brooklyn Nets in that game.
So Sixers home against the Nets, home against Portland, at Denver, at Sacramento, at Utah. Now, the thing is, 3 of those 6 for a functional basketball team seem pretty winnable, that being Brooklyn, who are trying to lose, Sacramento, who's trying to lose, and Utah, who is trying to lose. So all you have to do is let them do it, and you should be able to win those games. So
the Sixers should have lost 6 games in a row. Like that Utah game, they should have lost. Filipowski should have hit that shot. The Memphis game, if Cam Payne didn't have the literal game of his life, they lose that game. I think we are due for some really bad losses. I think we have avoided those by the skin of our teeth. And I think after they lose to Denver, they will have to win against Sacramento, or they will be 500 after that.
wow. That's not
But
good.
who cares, baby? It's March. We got the tournament coming up, Selection Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a good time for it.
We're going to be doing a pod on Sunday morning because on the last pod, Mike noted that we were doing a pod live during Selection Sunday and the Oscars, and I actually felt legitimate sympathy.
I appreciate that.
And so
That
we're going
means
to
a
do it
lot.
Sunday morning.
So
Yeah.
thank you for that. We will be
You're
doing it
welcome.
Sunday morning to talk about the Nets loss and the upcoming Blazers loss.
Yes. So, all right. We will talk to you Sunday morning. Are you done with TTP?
I'm sorry to our listeners that we have done this to you. Maybe you did it
Yes.
to yourself, but we've contributed to it, and I apologize. None of this is worth it. We'll see you next time.
Are you done with that?
Yeah, you know, lick face.